very quick tip today that's going to have you take a critical look at everything in your world that is pressing and urgent. And as I'm recording this, it's kind of funny. As I'm recording this, I have an email or a text that just comes through. And it's a text from a staff that has basically an urgent zing to it, because I'm recording this in the morning before anything gets going, and it is an urgency of some sort. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to look at it yet, but it is things on a daily basis that become our busyness. It's things on a daily basis that actually fulfills our chaos or our need for chaos that usually doesn't get a whole lot done. And like I said, there's going to be a tip and trick in this for you to move from this world of just surviving the day, getting to walk in the door, take a deep breath, fall over, and be done with the day, versus actually being energized for creating and moving forward in a healthy direction. And here's how it looks. The urgent, very urgent, and what we would consider unimportant is one of these things that, like I said, gobbles up your day. And when it gobbles up your day, we don't have a lot of time left over for the big stuff, which I would consider and have you look at as the not so urgent, but very, very important. They're not so urgent. So think of it like this. You're like a hunter versus a farmer. The hunter goes out and makes a kill, and that meat will last for a little bit of time. But then he's always got to go back and do it again. And do it again. And so the hunter is like constantly on the hunt. It is one of these things that it's just like, I got to go out again and again and again and again. And this is kind of going back in the days. This is how it looked like getting our foods. Okay. We do this in a grocery store. People hunt in a grocery store on a weekly basis. You can see that. The farmer basically plants a seed and is able to grow that seed, nourish that seed, and harvest down the road. And it's usually a bigger, long-lasting harvest. So you can tell already where I'm going with this. You are in one of two categories on a daily basis. You are in the category of very urgent and unimportant stuff that is actually sufficing for your purpose, meaning you're finding purpose in the chaos of the day, thinking that you are actually making some gains, thinking that you're moving forward. And I don't care what category this is. I'll go back and we can talk about different examples in different categories. But we get at the end of the day in the very urgent matters. We come back at the end of the day going like, did I get any of my stuff done? Did I get anything that I needed to get done to move the direction that I wanted to go? And you see, you got to realize that we were trained this way. We were trained this way, even from a little age. We were dependent on taking all of our matters and having somebody help us get them solved, and or more matters coming to us and becoming the problem solver on a daily basis, no matter what, and never questioning these matters like, does this fit my agenda? Does this fit where I'm going? So the biggest part of this today is to consider that if you are finding yourself in the unimportant but very urgent matters of the day, then the bigger items that are urgent are not so urgent that you can get done in 6 months, that you can get done in a year, but will really have a big impact, are not happening because your days are being filled with this very, 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 very urgent, very, 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 very unimportant. So I found myself in this situation. I'll tell you a little story. I found myself in this situation with a water heater last week. And really not my deal. You know, we lease a spot, and but all of a sudden the water heater's going to go. And it's leaking, and so I look at it, and it's like 26 years old. I'm like, we got to do something about this. But immediately I could go into the fix mode. I could go into the mode of like, I'm picking this up, I'm getting involved, I'm doing all these types of things. Yet that doesn't serve my purpose. That doesn't serve what I'm trying to get done on a daily basis. I'm not good at water heaters. I'm not good at picking out water heaters. I don't do it on a daily basis. So immediately it's something that I make a phone call, have a staff make a phone call, and we get the water heater people involved. And we have an awesome guy that was able to step up and take care of this, and we pay him. And we pay him to get it done, and we move on. But it would be very easy for me to go into the mode of trying to save as much money as possible, trying to, do some of the things myself, and all these types of things get involved in it. It takes my time. You see, that becomes it's very urgent, because if the water heater explodes, there's stuff everywhere, and the water goes everywhere, it starts to ruin, it starts to affect me, it starts to cause, so I can really make a case real quick that I need to be involved in this. However, me being involved in the water heater keeps me away from being involved in the things that actually move my things that I'm trying to do forward. And so I have you consider today that the reason that you're getting involved in the urgent, very, very urgent and unimportant stuff is because you lack clarity of purpose. You lack certainty of what you do and why you do what you do. Let me say it again. You get caught up in the very, very, very urgent and unimportant stuff on a daily basis because you lack clarity and you lack purpose of what you're doing. So it rolls out like this. If you don't have things that need to be moved forward on a daily basis, you will find, or life will find, things to fill up your time and space. And it looks like this. Hey, Doc, we got this meeting. I'd really like to meet with you about marketing. Or, hey, Doc, we got this new supplement and we want to talk to you about this. Or, hey, Doc, I got this thing, whatever it is. It fits with what I do or does not fit with what I do. And immediately we render an answer and or a decision on what needs to be done. Hey, Doc, do you want to talk to this person about marketing? No. I know what I'm doing in marketing, and my marketing works, and I'm moving forward in the marketing direction that I'm going. So I'm clear and certain that they have nothing more to offer me in marketing than I'm currently doing. Prove me different, that's fine. Stay consistent with it, bug me, that's fine. But right now, no, I don't have the time or the space to actually do that. As you see, my clarity will give me the direction of what I go. My clarity in body will give me the directions that I go. I look at, like we're doing right now, look at my blood, I look at my spine, and it sets forth the direction that I need to go to be healthy. My workouts, my exercise, my movement, my fuel that I do on a daily basis is based on the goals that I'm trying to reach, or the body that I seek, the functionality that I want. However you list this, the ability to be pain-free, the ability to be functional, the ability to play with my kids, that is serving my purpose. So I exercise so that I may be in 6 months, and I may be in 1 year, a better version of myself. This is not important. It's not very, 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 very urgent. But it comes like, it's enough urgency that this is going to get done today. And it's enough urgency that just bottles up and keeps me on direction and keeps other things from filtering in. Now, other people, other mentors, and everybody's just one of these on Facebook now, that everybody's got an opinion and look at me, and that's fine. That's fine. So you're going to hear it in so many different ways. Learn to say no. The no is the new yes, and all these types of concepts that you'll be exposed to. But bottom line, without purpose, you don't get it. Without clear direction. So the step one of all this, if you are lacking purpose and you're lacking clarity of what you do across your board, in your body, in your spiritual connections, in your relationships with your kids or your significant other, and even in your workplace, your business, your bank account, whatever that looks like for you, if you're lacking purpose and clarity in that, you will find yourself worn out dealing with the very, very urgent and unimportant. However, on the flip side, step two, you create clarity and you create purpose across those arenas. Like, this is where I'm going with my body. I really want to be here, and this is the benchmark I set, and this is why. This is my purpose behind it. I want to be healthy. I don't want to have a chronic disease down the line. I don't want a disc that's going to herniate in my back. Whatever you want to see in your world, you create that as a priority. Now, it does not show up today, and it does not show up tomorrow. But it shows up day in and day out, doing the work, doing the consistent battle, fighting the consistent battle day in and day out that gets you there in 6 months. And it sounds like this. Hey, let's go out and have some beers and like wings and go to we have a place called Wingers. And it's not good food. Sorry, Wingers. Dang it. I am not helping my podcast grow. All right, but from a standpoint of moving my body into a direction, the fried foods and who knows where it comes from, is it organic, is it actually hormone free, don't know. But we suck down beers and wings and fried stuff, and that does not fit. This does not fit. It fits my urgent, very urgent urge in my stomach that I am hungry, and a beer that helps me relax because I earned it because my day is on fire of all these very urgent things from everybody else. Or it says, you know what? No, I could go, but I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off on the chicken wings and the fried stuff and maybe try to find something better because it serves me down the road. This is this urgency of food. Doesn't, if I don't eat and realize that if I don't eat, I can actually last for weeks. Literally, you can last for weeks. So is eating that fried chicken wing and french fries and whatever may go with that as urgent as your stomach and your mind is making it? No. You could skip. You could sit there and have a good conversation, not have a beer, not have food, and be okay. You might be hangry, but you'd be okay. You see, the purpose in this is to realize that the things you seek, the life that you want, the expansion that you seek in your worlds, across your body, across your connections with God, your spiritual aspects of life, your relationships and your bank account, all come down with investing in the very important and non-urgent stuff that you will see show up in 6 weeks and 6 weeks, maybe 6 weeks, 6 months to a year. And you see, you need to define for you what your purpose is so you may have clarity on what you do across the board. Otherwise, what happens, life fills in those blanks. And everybody else's agenda becomes yours. Everybody else's lack of planning becomes yours. I had this happen. The printer goes, why does your lack of planning constitute my emergency? I'm like, Jim, I need this printed. Like, can we do this? I got a show this weekend. We got a booth that's going to say, I need these. And that's what he said to me. And I go, I laughed. I go, you're still going to do it, aren't you? And he goes, yes, but I'm going to charge you for it. I said, that's okay. So my lack of planning cost me, not you. Yeah, and I'm sure it cost him because he wants to keep me as a client. All right, but this is something that rang true so long ago and still holds true today, is that you will find the agendas, the urgent matters of others becoming yours if you do not have clarity and purpose in what you do across the board. Boy, that's a lot of light. If you actually look at it, you will actually have a ton of clarity on what you're doing. If this rings true, good. Monday morning motivation for you in love and in light. Bring you tips and tricks every day, moving you out of this survivor mode of everybody else's agenda, everybody else's action items that they need done so that you may fill their agenda and check boxes, or creating your own in a world of thriving up above and above, beyond the world of very, very, very urgent and unimportant, compared to a world of very, very, very important and not so urgent, that makes moves and makes the matter and makes life grander, not today, but down the road. Think mindsets of 6 months and a year. What could you do? What could you build? What could you create? And create some space and time for those things, not the urgent, very urgent matters that fill up your day. We'll talk to you next time.